Yeah, dude.
Clap.
Cody, what's up, man?
Hanging out with you guys and my bum shoulder.
He's fucking like the hostage. We had him right there. That was funny.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude. This is the finished studio. I mean, you saw it when it was like
I did.
pre-built.
We were taking tape off the walls after you painted.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I forgot you were here for that. Yeah.
That was like New Year's Eve or something, wasn't it? Or New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Yeah. I wanted to fucking get it done before New Year's and do a New Year's episode, but that wasn't fucking happening at all. So.
You just post it. Say it was New Year's Day.
Yeah, fucking who cares? Nobody knows, dude.
The best thing about the internet is you can lie.
Yeah, I know. I lie all the time. Oh, this show was sold out. No, it wasn't, dude. It was not sold out at all.
This show was good.
Yeah. This show was fantastic. Every comic was great. No.
Nobody cried in the bathroom, not once.
Yeah, I was at a show in Michigan, and we had this the girl I've never seen before, and she was the worst host I think I've ever seen in my life. It was just not doing host things, like not putting the mic back in the stand. I was like, oh, we got to fix that. And then, like, I've been in it for like over 3 years now. Like, I feel like that's some cred, I guess. I don't know. You've been in it for fucking ages, dude.
Yeah.
You're the grandpa of the scene
or something.
Golly.
If you add it all up, though, it's probably more like 7 years. Because I'll just not do anything for a whole year.
For a whole year,
or 2
yeah.
years, or at least a year sometimes. I'm just like, no, I'm done.
Well, how many shows have you done this year?
One.
Just one show?
I did that Laugh Lounge competition.
Yeah, how did that go for you?
I did not advance.
Really?
I was like, whatever. I wasn't super concerned. Which actually I thought was funny because like you had to submit an application to be in it.
Yeah.
And they wanted the press kit and everything. I sent them. They wanted a press kit in like a 5-minute clip. I sent them a 45-minute full Booze Hound set. And
oh,
that's
a
I sent them the whole
set,
thing
yeah.
and a couple of pictures and a shitty bio. I really just wanted to send them a video, be like, I think you know who I am, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then I did it. Most of the crowd came with one other comic.
Oh.
So she got the like fan vote and moved on through that. And then the other two kids, I don't know who they were. Like, I think I was funnier than them, but my wife said that I seemed like I really didn't care when I was on stage, and I was like, yeah, I really didn't. So, because I was sitting there playing poker on my phone, I think I'd won like $400
Really?
playing poker on the Four Winds app. So I was like,
Oh
I
my God.
don't really give half a shit about this all of a sudden. I got $400. I'm out of here.
I submitted for that, but I think I was too late for the submitting, so I don't know what happened. But I don't like hearing from like all the comics that were on it. I kind of like I'm glad I wasn't, because I just would have been pissed about the whole judging situation.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah.
So like they announced the winners, and I was like, all right, cool, and I got up and left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I said goodbye to anybody. I'm just like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I was like, I'm out of, because that was the only show I had on the books. I was like, I don't.
They didn't pay you for that show, did they?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like,
it's kind of just like an open mic, right? Like almost.
it basically was like a booked open mic. I think we had 10 minutes or something.
Oh, you did 10 minutes?
I had to. Well, it was their open mic. I think it was 10, but you have to pay $5 to get in if you're not a comic.
Yeah.
And so I had to pay $5 for my wife to get in.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, I know she's an audience member, but, you know, pay me a little bit of the respect of not charging my wife to
At
come
least a
to the
comp.
show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you have anything planned, like anything booked for this year at all? Or are you just kind of like?
I had submitted to be on a movie.
Oh,
I sent you a thing about
Yeah.
that. And then I got the email the other day that they are not moving on with me.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't. They wanted me to like apply or submit for the lead.
Yeah.
So I did a script read, but it was like I couldn't stop smiling. Like I'm supposed to be like drunk outside of a Dave and Buster's, like telling somebody like, I thought I told you not to come back to this Dave and Buster's. But I'm like trying to read these lines to Justine, my wife, if you don't know. I'm trying to read these lines, and I'm just like looking at her, and she's grinning, so I can't stop grinning. So the video just looked like shit, because I'm just like,
kind of laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I'm trying not to laugh, and like, I don't think I should have been the lead in this little project, because he's like, he's like a moonshiner and he's kind of a tough guy, and I was like, I'm not a tough guy. I'm a guy who stands next to the tough guy talking hot shit.
Yeah.
Like that would be me in that movie, but
Dude, for sure.
they moved on with another candidate.
That's so sad.
Man.
That's so sad to get that email back. They're like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the job interview stuff, you know?
They had been posting like teasers on Instagram that I wasn't in, obviously.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I don't think I got it. and then they emailed me. Then they finally emailed me letting me know, they appreciated me submitting, but they're going to do something else. And
Oh, my God. Go to the right, Colton.
I should have emailed them back and been like, yeah, I figured. It's like...
It's so funny. That's so funny. They were just like, they started posting stuff without. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I not in any of these?
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, I was like, I guess that's, their way of telling me. It's like somebody's posting pictures from Chicago without you. They're like, oh, yeah, man, we went without you. It's no shit.
Me and Colton were on a show called 219. That was pretty fun. Colton was like, dude, you should put you in your app for, for this show. And I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. And then,
is that the thing when you're like, cop? You were a cop?
yeah, I was a cop.
Yeah, I saw that because I was like, you could pull off a cop.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, I look like a cop. I don't. The shitty part about me having like this big mustache and stuff now is like I don't get carded anymore, and that makes me really sad. Like I just want to feel young again, but no, I can't. But yeah, no, we were in the fucking thing for the cop stuff. It was funny. It was funny because like I got into like the makeup, like hair and makeup, right? I had short hair at the time, which was like perfect. And I got into makeup, and they're like, we really don't have to do much with you. And I was like, fuck, dude, that sucks. And the only way they made me look older was they put like mascara like on my stub, like on my face, so it looks like I was older. I guess.
People on the set think you're a real cop. They're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I told everybody I was. I was like, yeah, this is just another day for me.
The law is here.
Yeah, I'm law no matter what. But it was so funny because the scene I was in, I literally just had to like drag this dude like into this like through this hallway like into this room, and it was so funny because I'm profusely sweating in a fucking full outfit, and they're like, Stone, man, you good? I'm like, yeah, I've dragged this guy 40 fucking times. Of course I'm going to be sweating, dude. Glenn Powell. Why'd you pull up Glenn Powell?
Yeah. You forget you got to shoot those things like 100 times.
Yeah, it was so funny, though.
You know Dimitri Martin, the comedian?
Oh, great comment.
I don't know.
He's a...
Very niche.
Yeah, he's kind of like a one-liner-ish type guy. He draws and stuff. He's funny, but I saw him live like years ago, and he did a Q&A. And he was in a movie called Saving Woodstock or Chasing Woodstock or something. Maybe just Woodstock. Either way, there's a scene in the movie. Somebody asked him, like, what was, like, the weirdest part about filming that movie? And he's like, oh, at the end of the movie, there's a scene where I kissed the guy. I invited my wife to set that day, so she's, like, an extra in the background. He's like, I forgot that you got to film a scene like 40 times. So I just kept having to kiss this dude in front of my wife over and over.
That's one thing. Like, I want to get back into like the acting and like extra stuff. I know. I feel like it's hacky as like not as a comic. I feel like, but I feel like to a certain point, it is kind of like, I don't know. I mean, once you're like to a level like like the big guys, like I guess it's fine. But like, I don't know. Like I don't want to be like some of the guys in the scene who are just extras on a lot of stuff. But I mean, that's a pretty good credit though too,
We filmed a thing like 2014 or 15. HBO had this Project Greenlight thing that we filmed like a little short that was like, I think it was, we filmed it at the club. It was going to be about me and the other managers and owners like running this club, but I think it was going to be kind of office-y.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, no, we should just like do it for real because it'd be more interesting, like kind of the reality side of it instead of us just trying to be funny. Like, we're pretty fucking funny. We can just do our thing. But I think that's still on YouTube.
Really?
We were not chosen.
What was it called? Colton, see if you can
Either
pull
The
this up.
Drop or Welcome to the Drop.
What page? Do you know what like it would be on?
I think it was on Baldazan's page on YouTube. We filmed like a thing. John Baldazan.
Let's see if we can get this up, dude.
Baldizon. Because we filmed a thing and it was like We're not just a little comedy club next to the jail. Yeah, it might be on the second one. That's an old one.
No way.
It should be on his page.
Play that real quick. Just play a little part of that real quick. The one with John.
Good old Johnny Oz.
Dude, you
It
suck.
scrolled all the way to the bottom.
I don't know why it did that.
You're the worst.
I haven't seen Osborne in a while.
I know.
Yeah, that was like, I think they only did one or two. It was comedians in cars getting coffee. It was comedians at Mega Play playing video games. This is like 10 years ago, and he looks relatively the same.
Dude, John is such a good actor, though.
Good dude.
Yeah.
I got really drunk and sent him a message on Facebook.
Skip this little forward, Colt. Dude, this is like a whole production. How do we not know about this?
This is old. I don't know who that guy is.
This looks like kind of like one of those review videos.
Yeah. So is this like is like a live pod or like a live like?
Review type of thing. Like shop with me, play with me.
Yeah. This is like 10 years old.
All right, you're good, Colt. That's crazy. So you guys shot those all the time back then?
I wasn't a part of this.
No.
No.
That's sick,
But-
dude. Osborne's such a guy that like he has so many side quests.
Yeah, go to that second one.
The stand-up
Jump up-
one.
Yeah, his like main page.
I'll go to his main page, Colt.
'Cause I think it's on there.
Jason Dottier.
That's a Jason Dot. Fuck me then.
Huh.
Ooh.
Is this it right here?
What's this old Hullinger? Somewhere. It's on there somewhere. I thought it was on Baldazan's.
Look at that, dude. Who's that?
Amaris.
Oh, was that? No way.
Yeah.
She looks so
That was-
different.
We did a roast once, and Baldazan, his joke was like, Amaris, I don't have a joke for you, but you got big tits and I want to see them. I love Hullinger.
You're good, dude. I love Hollinger.
He headlined, and I was at the club. It was a couple months ago. I was so
Cole,
drunk.
you're good with that.
I was so drunk, but there was like a Jehovah's Witness couple or a Mormon couple was there,
Yeah.
and they weren't really like loving his jokes, and he was like talking to them, and they're like, oh, like we're bankers or something, and he's like, all right, cool, you fucking tell me something about a 401k, and I'll tell you about Dig Dug.
Dig Dog.
He's like talking about video games.
Damn, dude.
That's
That's
so
so
funny.
crazy how like the drops. I mean, you were there from like fucking the beginning, like almost not the beginning, but like the beginning.
I was there at the beginning of it, turning into what it would be.
Yeah.
But back then, filming shit like that was hard. I think
Yeah.
I've probably complained about it because, like, I've got old videos of sets for me there, and I had to film it on a real camera, put it onto a laptop, edit it with software I stole because I wasn't paying for Adobe because I didn't have any money,
Yeah.
and then upload it to YouTube. But, like, it was a whole process back then, and that was, like, only 10 years ago. Like, it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if you wanted to film a sketch or do a thing, like, you had to know a guy. Like,
Damn.
they were like, I don't know who that guy was in the thing with Osborne, but it's like, you would have had to hit him up and been like, hey, I got this idea for a project. But, like, I had a shitty laptop back then. I got a Best Buy credit card to buy the camera I had. Like, just 10 years ago, it wasn't as easy.
That's crazy. It's crazy, like how accessible everything for us now is. Like, I feel like me and Colton are kind of like the creators within some of the South Bend groups, like a
Yeah.
little bit, and like editors and stuff. I mean, Colton's like the master editor, but like, it's master baiter, dude.
Yeah. I don't
Uh,
mean this about you guys, but it pisses me off how much technology and availability shitty comedians have
Yeah.
nowadays. There's so many people that suck and should not be doing anything that
Mhm.
can do everything. And I'm like, crap.
Well, it's crazy because I got booked for a show, but I went on like, I don't know. I saw this guy on Instagram. His Instagram looks really good. Like his clips are really, really good. And then I come to the show and I was just like, dude, this guy is fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I hate how that can portray like a comedians nowadays is like how you can just you can clip everything and make sure like you look good in every moment,
Yeah.
and then like you come to a show and it's just fucking dog wiener, dude.
Very high quality production of low quality.
A low quality stand up, yeah. And
Like
I think people get wrapped up in such like a I'm gonna be in everything instead of just stand up. Like I'm gonna do sketch work. I'm gonna do podcasting. I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna do all that. And like give or take, we're doing that. But like at least for me, I can speak for myself. I fucking stand up is like that's where I want to make it. This shit's just the fucking that goes along with it. Like I don't.
Yeah, this is some Sunday fun day.
Yeah, Sunday Funday Blues, baby. So I don't know how you feel about that. Like you're the OG of the group, so like I don't know how like it is for you now, seeing like where comedy's like rolled into.
Yeah, it makes me go. It's like I think I'd said to you like I wasn't doing much anymore because I'm just like it's kind of like if this is what it is now, like I'd rather not be here.
Really?
Like I mean I work so much, so I'm always busy and tired anyway. But then it's like you got to make clips and you go on podcasts and da 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 da. It's like a lot of. I'm like, what's the point of doing all this other stuff if like your jokes aren't that good?
Yeah.
Because then, like I had the Booze Hound thing on YouTube, and like Fry Talk was doing all the production on that and everything. But I was like, we were talking about all this different angles and blah blah blah, and I was like, just give me one camera. Make sure that camera looks good, because like if the jokes are good, I don't give a shit if it just looks just straight at me. Like if the video is boring but the jokes are good, whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely a lot of young cats putting a lot of effort into stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if they're just doing it for fun, that's cool. That's when the bitter old man part of me is like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I don't even know who they are. It's like the Creating a Comic podcast.
I don't know.
Some local dudes are doing. I think it was called Creating a Comic because they're just all new, and they're like doing a podcast about their experience. And I listened to a few episodes, and I was like, all right, like, cool, have fun.
Yeah.
But then like the shitty old man part of me is like, what the fuck are you even talking about? You ain't done shit.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna sit there and talk about how you sucked and it sucked, but then I'm like, maybe they're not angry and like shitty and bitter about it. So like, sit down, old man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think like from your standpoint, like you being in the game for so long and seeing so many comics and like also like opening and hosting for a lot of good comics. I mean, Stewart's the big one. You and Stewart's relationship is like really good. So that we could talk about that fucking weekend for us, where all three of us were on that show together, dude. That was a fun fucking weekend,
that was
man.
a good one.
We were outside talking with Stewart for fucking 3 hours after the show, something like that.
Yeah, so it was about 1 or 2 in the morning when we were like, I was like, all right, we got to get off the sidewalk.
We gotta get off the sidewalk.
You start hearing like cars doing burnouts in the background and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna pop off. We should go inside.
Yeah, dude, it was fun though. I mean, every time I see Stewart, man, it's such a pleasure. I love that guy. Like, he's such a fucking stand-up like comic. Like, you don't see a lot of guys that are just stand-up anymore. Like Attell. Like, what do you see Attell doing anymore? That's not fucking like. I mean, occasionally with Ross, he does like that. The roast stuff. But I mean, like, Dave is strictly in clubs. Dave doesn't want to do anything else. I feel like Stewart's just right along with that OG comic feel.
He had a podcast, but it was about weird stuff he found in antique stores. So it's like even his podcast makes no sense.
Yeah.
Good for him. He has a couple with like comedians podcasts he did that I've listened to a bunch. Some of them, he's got like some funny stories, but then he has like really good advice. So like I don't know who I told somebody to listen to it. I can't remember now. Bring up shit I can't remember on a podcast. That's how I do.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Is it weird for the game to like you see like all these like younger guys that are building a lot more and like seeing the older guys stick within the clubs? Like, is that weird seeing like the change in venues like over time? Because I mean, there's really nobody pushing arenas that much, like Shane or fucking Tony or even Bert. I mean, Bert and Tom. I mean, Tom's had the biggest fucking tour of all time. That's crazy to see. I mean, like, I think it was like 35. No, probably even. I mean, you can look this up, Colton. How many of those were in arenas? But I think it was majority of them. Like, that's crazy.
I think doing arena comedy is I mean, it's weird. I don't think the arena is the right venue for comedy, but if you're selling that many tickets, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, there's really not a lot of intimacy in that. Like, you can do like a big theater, and it like a theater, everybody's still like pointed at you, and then like an arena when the whole room is circled around you, I'm like,
You just got to move around. Yeah.
like, that's a lot. But like,
Have you been to the new drop yet? Like the new drop venue?
I haven't been down there
It's
yet.
kind of. It reminds me of like the old market. I know Heather's not gonna like that, but it reminds me of the market because it's like long on like the right side and
Get room
stuff.
on both sides.
Yeah, so it's like you have to work. You have to make sure to work like at a horizontal angle instead of
That's good though. That gives you, if you're doing like a joke where it's like, I said this and then they said that, you can fucking
go back and forth. Yeah,
pivot. But
it was fun, dude. Like the new room's kind of sick. It's Colton fucking. We had 2 shows on a Saturday. Colton on the first show fucking murdered. Colton really hasn't even been in stand up that much, but he had a good room, so I'm glad that brought him
You
back.
murdered.
Yeah, it was
Feeling
fun.
pretty good. Were you guys?
It was a good murder. It was a good murder. Yeah.
There was. I don't think you guys were there. I did a show. It was Tremaine, Bradley, and
Oh, I know Tremaine.
Bill Getward or something. I can't remember. It was like a co-headline. I remember Friday Talk was there because I went up and I killed. I did so fucking good.
Yeah.
And I got off stage and I did like a karate kick. And I go, that's how you fucking do it. And then Tremaine was walking past me and he was like, because he's like, that was good. Like, so he's got to follow that. But I was like,
Have you ever been in the position where like you, as a feature, murdered, and then like the headliner didn't like do so well because like you stole all the energy?
no. Yeah.
Really? No.
Voice cracked. No, because I featured for Stewart. I think that's the only time I featured.
Really?
Because I don't push for things.
Yeah.
But when I did feature for Stewart, I did good. Like, I did a good job. I was so fucking sick. I had strep throat or bronchitis or something. I woke up Friday morning and I could not talk. And I was like, oh no. So I just, all night, was just drinking peppermint schnapps and beer. And then, like, peppermint schnapps, it'll fix
Schnapps and beer's crazy.
it'll fix your throat. But yeah,
Really?
I was so fucking sick. I could barely talk. And then that was back when, like, my opening bit was, like, the WNIT thing,
Oh,
where
yeah.
I come out of the gate screaming.
Can
and
you
yelling.
talk about that? I know you've talked about it 1,000 times, but
Oh.
I want you to talk about it. It's so
That
funny.
was the 2015 WNIT or WNIT affiliate PBS's Rising Star Talent Competition, round 1. No, it was a thing they did. They had dropped flyers off at the club
Yeah.
because it was just like it was their American Idol that they were doing for a while. So I filmed a thing at the drop on a hard camera, and then submitted it, and then they invited me, so I went and did that. I have the DVD somewhere.
What?
Because I was like, this is how different shit was here.
That's crazy.
10 years ago, they emailed me a physical DVD of my performance. Yeah. I did
Colton, look up WNIT.
I did not. It's not on YouTube.
It's not? Do you think it's
No.
on anything, though?
It's on a DVD.
That's crazy.
I don't even think WNIT had a YouTube back then.
Really? You don't think so?
But, I mean, they probably don't now.
Yeah.
But I did okay. I did an old joke about looking like a vampire. And there really wasn't much to it. It was...
Was it like just stand-up, or what was it?
Oh, no, there was like singing and dancing, and I think I was the only stand-up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was weird because they filmed it. There were people in the audience, like the other contestants that were filming were there, but there wasn't an audience. And
Oh,
the
so-
judges were over there. So I'm like, you're doing stand-up to an empty room. It's like, even if the joke were, you could hear like the judges chuckling, but there's do you guys know Ian Abramson?
Mm-mm.
He was a Chicago guy. He's been in LA for a while. Like, a super funny, like, absurdist. But there's video on YouTube of him doing stand-up on public access, and there's no audience.
Yeah.
And all his jokes are these, like, really dry, absurd one-liners. And he's just, like, he'll just tell the joke, and then he's like, and then, and do the next one. It's, like, the funniest, most awkward thing.
That's funny as fuck. That's such a weird dynamic. You get like all these fucking musicians and like dancing acts, and then you go up there and have to do stand up for like nobody that's expecting stand up.
Yeah, well, I did it, and then they're like, "Thank you." Like everybody was nice, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Thanks, you can go if you want." So I
What?
just left, but I was wearing a nice black shirt and everything, and then I was not chosen to advance. The other thing that was funny was when it actually aired, there's like my performance, and then the girl after me was this singer. I knew her. She wasn't there when I filmed it, but the girl that was on the TV after me, I had went on a double date with my buddy and her friend. And my buddy I can't remember their names. He was trying to get with her, and he's like, she's got this friend. Like, will you go with us? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go in the middle of winter. I pick them all up. On the way to the bar, the heater in my car dies.
What?
Yeah, and it just won't come on. Like, the blower motor goes out. So it's fucking freezing. We go to the bar. For some reason, the girl my buddy wants ends up talking to me the whole night, and he ends up talking to her the whole night.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll take either one. Like, I don't give a shit. And then, so we drive back to the house, and the heater is still not working in the car. And they invited us in or whatever. My buddy had gotten I guess just got too drunk or depressed or something. And he's like, nah, we're okay. And I'm like, fuck. So that was it.
Damn, dude, cock blocked him hard as
Yeah,
fuck.
I
dude.
mean,
That's crazy.
I didn't need to get into a relationship with either of those ladies.
That's
but-
hilarious, though.
and
Just
then-
getting cock blocked because your buddy just is too drunk.
Yeah, but we're
Oh.
like I said, we got these two girls in the back of the car, and I'm driving, but I'm just punching the dashboard. I don't know how to fix the car heater, so I'm like, I'll just fucking hit it. I'm like, yeah, this is really making us look like some dudes they should get
Oh
with.
yeah. That's such a bro thing to do. It's like something's not working, so you just beat the shit out of it until it works, dude. That's so funny.
If it's broke, it's broke.
That's what fucking Chris Brown used to do, So
They did
Yeah.
that WNIT bit. That was the first bit I did when I started coming back to the drop, kind of after COVID at the news spot.
yeah.
That I don't think it's on YouTube anymore. It's on my phone. Me doing the whole WNIT thing.
Yeah.
That was a good time. There were some parts of that. There were some jokes parts of that bit that I didn't do again. I did a YouTube review section of that.
Really?
Where I was just saying I was reading the YouTube comments from the video, but they were fake. I said that I looked like. One of them was one guy said, "I've seen this dude before. I think he played Dr. Fagenstein and Fagenstein. Dr. Fagenstein versus the gay mummy. Or the gay werewolf or something."
What the fuck?
I love that joke, but I was like, I shouldn't say that
Yeah.
too much anymore.
Yeah. What's your favorite bit that you've ever told? What's your favorite bit that you? Let's do that. What's your favorite bit you don't do? But what's your favorite bit that you do? Do.
I like the WNIT bit a lot.
Yeah.
Just because it's
It rolls on
well,
for
it's when I did it at that open mic, I remember at the beginning of that video, the first thing because Genesis introduces me, and she's like, "This next guy's a veteran or whatever," and I was like, "Veteran advice: talk loudly and people will hear you." Because it was just open mics, everybody's up there and then I just came up there and I'm like, it's "You're thinking Cody!" I just come up and start screaming like a psycho. I love that bit because everybody in the audience, people were laughing, but I think people in the audience were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
Who's this screaming weirdo?
It really does take them by surprise. But
Yeah, I think Hollinger and Chris Ray and Genesis were there, so they knew me, but nobody else knew who I was. It's when you go to an open mic, you just expect a bunch of open micers, "Oh, these are my jokes," or whatever. But I just come out there guys, being a psycho. I love that bit.
the first time I saw that bit, I was fucking crying laughing. It keeps rolling on
just keep going and going
and that
and going.
Booze Hound special, dude. You fucking just and we'll fucking put it on the screen. Well, you just fucking kept rolling it on, and it was so funny because I say this, I just said this to multiple people. I think the your Booze Hound set that you did, that's one of the top 5 kills I've seen in person. It was such a good show.
Yeah, I felt good. I felt really good after it, and then once I started watching the video and stuff, then I just over time, I'm like, nope. Like I just pick out all the mistakes until I don't like it.
And that's such a like hard thing to do, is like watch a full special and be like,
Well, 'cause I get interrupted and I totally drop an entire bit. Like I can't remember which one it was, and then I forgot a different joke. I think I was like, I had just said like that I didn't know how to get sober, and then somebody interrupted me, and that was supposed to go into the joke about I could get pregnant before I could get sober, and this whole bit, and I just moved on to the next thing. I totally left that out. I had some personal shit going on at that time, so I was just not the happiest to be dealing with other people when I'm like, this is supposed to be my evening and my event, so maybe everybody can just fucking play nice.
yeah.
For 4 hours, like cut me some slack.
I mentioned this to Colton, but I'm thinking about doing like a 20-minute like co-special, and I think it'd be fun. We record like 2 different nights, 2 different shows, do something like that, and then just clip it all and make it make sense, you know.
Yeah.
But
I wish I could have done that with the Boo Sound thing. Just wear the same shirt and film it so you can't see who's sitting in the front row, and then you can edit all the sets together.
Yeah.
Like a professional.
Yeah.
But I only filmed the one. What's the one? I can't remember what it was. It was either that or the feature. We filmed one, and then I was like, nah, we don't have to film the other one. Like, whatever.
And then
the other one was way better.
Oh,
of course.
That's how it works. Every time you don't want to record, that show is fucking phenomenal.
Like
I don't know why it is, but it just happens like that.
The one I was talking about where I crushed with like the Tremaine Bradley show, when I crushed, I was like, we're just having a good time. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
So I was like, and whoever it was that wanted to film it, I'm like, you ain't got to film me, man. Just kick back, have a good time. And then I get off stage. I'm like, fuck, should have filmed that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the top 5 kills, man. It was crazy. It was crazy seeing like Friday night show, because you sold out 2 shows that weekend out of the 3.
Friday sold out.
Friday sold out, but even the 10 o'clock though was. He does this elbow thing where he has to he does this, and it's
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, he has a tick.
That's cool. I didn't know if you were trying to be like, don't talk about that.
Colton's progressively getting retarded as he's getting older, so it's
no judgment here.
Yeah, we're just dealing with. That's why he's behind the camera. He has to have his every autistic kid has his thing, whether he's colors, he drools, but Colton does cameras, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I take care of him. He can drive though. He's one of those. So
you're a good driver.
No, he's the worst fucking driver of all time. So yeah, how are you trying to get better?
Stay off your phone when you drive.
Yeah. He'll FaceTime me while he's driving. I'll be like, dude, what are you doing?
I almost hit somebody with a semi the other week. That was cool.
A semi?
Yeah, I drive a semi.
Well, I know, but like, holy fuck.
There was like a T intersection, and I was going to turn right, and this dude was going to turn left, and he just did not stop and turned left like 20 foot too early. And he drove in front of me. I fucking crammed the brakes and honked the horn. Like a bunch of shit in the truck fell over because I hit the brakes so hard.
Damn.
But I'm like, it's like 6 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like,
when do you get to when do you get out there and drive? Like when's your start day? Like start time?
I start at 5:30. So I'm out there in the streets early.
Damn.
Slanging.
Out there slanging and banging, dog.
Making money, hurting my shoulder.
Hell yeah. I like that shit.
I almost hit somebody. Somebody almost hit me the one time. That was cool.
I had an old lady flip me off yesterday. I was going to get food in the morning, and I'm at this intersection, and she's in front of me, not going on a green light, and I know she's old, so like I have like a polite honk where it's just like a little quick one,
beep, beep.
just to like, hey, it's green, and then she, goes, and I bounce to the outside lane, and she looks at me. And she looks back at the road, and she looks back at me, and flips me off with both hands. This grandma with both hands. She was like...
She thought you were an off-duty cop. She's like, fuck you, officer.
I was like, fuck, dude. My grandma just flipped me off with both hands. She doesn't fucking care about the will to live. I got to get away from her. So I just got away from her. But yeah, that was crazy.
She's driving to the cemetery.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. She'll be dead next week. I don't give a fuck. Somebody's going to be without a grandma. I really don't care.
Aww, my grandma's dead.
I
talked about that on your podcast about how the whole family Because you were like, "Are you afraid of dying?" I'm like, "No, everybody I love's dead almost."
So dark, dude. It's so dark.
Guilty in the parts.
It was a bad COVID.
Damn. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you like dealing with hecklers or no?
I don't think I've gotten like a bad heckler ever though, really. Because it's come up before. That's a question that just like your coworkers are like, "We got to get hecklers or anything?" Like, because we did the booze hound thing, there was that drunk lady in the front row, and she kept talking, and I like played it off real well, and it made some of the jokes funnier, for sure. But like, I can't recall ever having like people just being like, "Ugh," like hating. I don't really give them room to breathe.
Yeah.
I think that's some advice I've given you guys. Where I was like, just fucking,
Just stay in the pocket.
yeah, just keep going and like. But usually I can turn it into a joke because if somebody, I remember I told Justine this because she had like gotten a heckler. And I'm like, whatever they say, like they're like, if they're like, you know, what the hell's that mean? I was like, repeat the question back to them, make them say yes, because now the whole room knows what they said. Like, and then that gives you 5 seconds to come up with something to hopefully get them with. But like that lady in the front row, I did the joke about the second best part about having a dick is peeing outside.
Yeah.
And she goes, "What's the first?" And I was like, "What's the first?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "It's this little thing called pussy." And I got like this huge laugh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Hey, Mom." My mom was there. That one worked good. And then she interrupted something else. And whatever she said, she's like, "You can put that in your put that in your joke." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll put that in my next special. Like, can you come interrupt that one too?" And that one, like, that got a good laugh. I remember in the audio, you can hear Zach, the guy hosting, my buddy. He like cracks the fuck up. Cause he was just like, he was laughing. It's like, that's just classic.
You didn't record your audio, did you? Like straight from the thing?
There was an audio recorder thing of it. I have that on my phone. My buddy Staples, he has it and he's edited it. And like we could post it, but I don't think I care or he cares because it's been like 2 years since we did that.
Yeah. Damn.
Time flies.
That'd be fun though. That'd be fun to re-record that. Colton, what time are we at right now?
We're about 40 minutes.
Dope. Okay. A little bit more. We'll wrap it up, dude. Hell yeah.
Hard-hitting questions for Cody.
I know, dude. It's fun. We need to get you. We got a couple of fucking shit that we're working with a new album. So I definitely want you on a couple characters, dude. That'd be fun.
I did do one other show this year. I did that open mic Ty Mead was doing up in Berrien Springs.
Oh yeah. How was that? Yeah.
We get in there, and there's like a mom and an aunt, and then like four or five girls. 5 to 13 maybe, like little kids.
Really?
And I was sitting there and I was like, no. I'm like, oh no. And Ty went up to him and was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing, you might want to go to the other side of the restaurant or whatever." And they were like, she's like, "Oh no, they'll be fine." And I was sitting there because I was like, man, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to say stuff in front of kids, even if we warned them. I was still like, oh shit, no. So they're like, "Yeah, we'll be fine." So then Ty goes up there and he does like a Brokeback joke and he says something about like a bunch of butt fucking cowboys. I swear to God, I put my hands in my face. I was like, oh.
As a first comic, dude.
Yeah, he's hosting, and I was like, it was funny, but I was like, God damn it, dude. I was like, he warned him, so his conscience is clean. But I think I was the first comic, and then by then they got up and left.
Oh really?
And I was like,
damn.
I was gonna do like some Taylor Swift jokes, just to like, I was just gonna pander and just try to make the other comics laugh by just doing crowd work with like these little girls.
Well, dude, that's what happened in Berrien Springs. I was headlining the show, or I was featured on the show, but I was the last one, so it kind of felt like a headline. And there was a fucking high school robotics team that were there. And I didn't know in Michigan, like, they could come into bars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, underage can come to bars. So I was like, why the fuck are they here? And Ty was like, yeah, dude, they're a lot in here. It's a robotics team. They're here to have fun. They helped out with tickets. I was like, oh, hell yeah, whatever, cool. And yeah, I went up there and like crowd worked with them like majority of my set, and it was amazing. Like they were so fun. But that is such a weird dynamic though of like, I think that's the part like I'm trying to like figure out, I guess, is like my material with, because I can crowd work well, and I know that, but like I don't want to do it too much.
That last show I did with you guys, it was Justine was featuring. It was Justine was featuring and Zach was headlining. Zach was like the
Oh
theme
yeah.
It was JVAP and then you and then me, and you two did just straight nothing but crowd work the whole time, and the show was completely off the rails already. And I was sitting there. Justine was like looking at me. She's like, "You gotta get this crowd back under control," because Justine's not a crowd work comic. Like, she's got her stuff, and I was like, I will get the crowd back under control. Like, I know how to do my job. And then 30 seconds later, Heather walks over. She's like, "You got to get this crowd back under control." And I was like, I fucking know.
Well, I didn't expect Jade. And I don't know why I don't know,
so
but
funny, though. I got him back under control, too.
oh yeah, solid too.
I don't know if you remember that, because I was just like, I'm just going to fucking joke on them. I was like, I'm just going to shove them down their throats and let the crowd know it's your time to talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like everybody knows I do that stuff, so I was like, when you like, they should expect. Every time I get the shows that I got booked now for like the next month or two, they're like, dude, this is a really good place for crowd work. This is really good. And I'm like, I hear that, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want that to like be pinned as like my thing, you know? Like I'm able to do it well, but like, fuck, you know?
I mean,
I don't want to be fucking Matt Rife, dude. Some pussy.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that
gotta-
guy, dude. I know I'm
If you
not.
have-
I don't look that good. Okay, you don't have to fucking tell me, Colton.
if you
Yeah,
have
asshole.
if you have good jokes that you sprinkle in with it,
What'd you say?
you look like a polar bear.
You fucking polar bear opposite. Fuck you, dude.
I'm not a big on like the crowd work comedy stuff.
Just fun, man.
Well, I mean, if you do 2 shows and one show is all crowd work and then that's good, and then the second show is your actual jokes and they suck, then your
balance is off.
You're playing the wrong hands.
Yeah.
And that's such the thing on the internet. Like, I don't know if you ever watch any Kyle Kinane's stuff, but like he'll shit on crowd work all the time. I was like, oh, I love him.
And that's also another weird dynamic, like how things have changed between like our times. Like back then, there was no like big crowd work. You can handle the hecklers, and there was a lot of people that were good at doing it back then. But like now, it's like also like, fuck, you know, like there's.
I don't think you should be doing crowd work unless they are your audience that came to see you, because crowd work is basically just a Q&A, but you don't do Q&As. You know, if you're famous, you do a Q&A and your fans show up. Otherwise, you're just, you know, in a room with people who don't know you.
Yeah.
It's like there's no common thread in the audience for you to be talking to individual people. Like, if it's like a Comic-Con Q&A panel, everybody's like, oh, it's fucking Dr. Doom or something. Ugh. But if, like, I just walked into Comic-Con and I'm like, hey, what do you do for a living? People would be like, who the fuck are you? Why are you talking to us?
Yeah.
Especially if there's someone, like, after you, too. Like I wouldn't want to do a bunch of crowd work before Stu.
Oh, no way. Yeah, no way.
Because then he'd be like, you should write some jokes, boy.
Yeah. The last couple times I've featured, I've made sure that the headliner's like cool with it. And I featured with Vic at the drop, and obviously Vic does crowd work, so he's like, yeah, dude, fucking go ahead. And then he came up to me after the show and he's like, dude, I couldn't fucking touch him after you touched him. I was like, I know, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's another thing. Like, you can get away with it because you're kind of charming. I've seen some people do crowd work. I'm like, motherfucker, like, nobody wants to talk to you.
yeah.
Like, for any reason, you're just kind of, you don't have, like, a friendly vibe about you.
Yeah, like mine's all like I don't like. I mean, I'll roast somebody if like they're fucking weird or you know whatever. But like I'll come back with something that's like that brings them back and like and makes that connection. You know, like I feel like all my crowd work's like you said, like lighthearted. Like I like to have fun with it and like just introduce the people to like within the get them. Yeah. Okay. Done
Camera
or
done.
what?
Yeah.
You want to put it back on? We'll just wrap it up. You think? Yeah? All right, sick.
I feel like if Hollinger was doing crowd work, he might get his ass beat.
Oh yeah.
Because people would be like, "You fucking making fun of me, dude?"
Yeah, especially Hail Satan as soon as he comes
Yeah.
on. That's fucking awesome. So,
Put in some water.
okay, bet. Cool.
Don't put it in water.
Yeah. Cody, what do you got anything? You got anything to fucking that's coming up or anything cool, man?
I'm gonna go to work a lot.
Okay.
My wife's out of town. She gets back Tuesday, so I'm gonna get laid when she gets home.
Fuck yeah.
Looking forward to that. Been a long week.
Fuck yeah.
Nah, I don't have shit lined up. Trying to go to some South Bend Cubs games because I get
Fuck
free
yeah.
tickets from work. So opening day is Tuesday. It's gonna be 40 fucking degrees.
40 fucking degrees, dude.
That happened when I featured for Stu. I was like, I'm gonna get tickets, and we're gonna go to lunch. We're gonna go to this baseball game. We're gonna have a great time. And then it was like 40 fucking degrees and rain the whole time, and I had bronchitis. I'm like, all right,
Not doing that.
not doing that.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. But yeah, all right. Fucking, I want to bring you out as a fucking feature, dude. I'm headlining a couple shows that I got planned up, so I want you to come.
You know, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, dude. I got to bring somebody. So
Sure.
I'll have Colton host.
Yeah. So I
And,
don't have anything on the books because I don't try to get.
Well, Ty's a great guy for that. Like bigger, like more time stuff, especially because you're the OG of the scene, so he'll definitely. But that's a guy I've been running through a lot. So
I think I told Ty and I think I told Charlie and Zach Weaver. I'm like, you got any shows you can put me on them?
Weaver's
That's the
great.
extent of me trying to book myself. I'm just like, you got anything?
Yeah, Weaver's great, dude. I love Zach. I've featured with him at that Berry and Spring show with the kids. That was fun.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's did a lot of my brother's tattoos.
Fuck yeah. Well, all right, peeps. I think we'll fucking wrap it up here, dude. Cody, thank you, dude.
Wrap
This
it
is
in
fun.
and wrap it out.
Hell yeah, dude. See you guys.